to offer us reflections on remembrance.
Shana Tova. So when Rabbi Reeser first asked me to speak on Yom Kippur about loss and remembrance, I was of course honored, but quickly then I thought, what could I possibly say? And then it came to me. I'd just stand up here on the bima and cry for a few minutes, and that would express all of my thoughts and feelings. I soon began to think about how I've been dealing with loss and remembrance probably since I was born, both personally and professionally. My maternal grandfather died suddenly when I was about 2 weeks old, and I fully believe that it cast a light on me and my family, a light of sadness and loss, but also on my position as the firstborn of 20 grandchildren, a role that to this day bears much significance. Growing up and being close to both of my grandmothers, who are very much a part of my everyday life, shaped much of who I am. And so becoming a grandmother to 2 granddaughters has been a powerful experience and a unique opportunity to revisit the world through the eyes and experience of a child. And with my oldest, who is 5 and a half, there is often talk and questions about death and remembering. I do wonder how this came to be, how it's transmitted at such a young age. My mother died during COVID, and actually, it was 5 years ago on Yom Kippur. She was living in Florida at the time, and Charlotte was only 9 months old. But she always comments about how my mother knew her. She always talks about how they saw each other on FaceTime, to which I always tell her about the many things that my mom would have loved about her. Frequently, as we drive down Jackson Avenue past Mount Hope Cemetery, where my mother is buried, Charlotte will comment or ask questions. How old is Gama now? Do you think her hair is gray now? Sometimes she'll ask if we can go in and see her, and usually we detour into the cemetery for a visit. And often, as soon as we arrive, she'll search around for a stone to put on the headstone. I don't even know how she first learned to do that. And we talk about my mom, and she'll ask questions, some easier than others, of course, to answer. It's always bittersweet. For many of us, when a new child is born, whether it's our own child, a grandchild, a niece, a nephew, a child of a friend, it brings with it many joys. But it also heightens one's awareness of our own mortality in a very concrete way, a perhaps unexpected part of growing older. And all of us here have so many memories with different emotions attached to them. The same memories can be positive, even heartwarming, for one family member, while stirring up completely different feelings in another. We can have a specific memory that others who are part of it don't even recall. And sometimes I think about how our memories, how we remember, may be based on stories we've heard or pictures we've seen. And of course, one can't help but wonder how children today will remember, as so much is recorded so easily with a picture or a video at everyone's disposal. What will be the meaning of memory? But back to loss and remembrance. People who we've lost stay with us, often on a daily basis, in the many associations we have to them. Or perhaps they are remembered at certain times of the year or at specific events. I was recently at a family bar mitzvah, and I was so palpably struck by how many family members who are no longer with us were still in the room. Or just 2 weeks ago at a family wedding, as the groom and his mom danced, I was in tears because it was the same song that my mother used to sing to my son. And we all have our own rituals to remember. And while we all have our own ways to remember, and often our own rituals, we can all have some choice in the way we are remembered, because we make decisions on a daily basis, on both a daily basis and a larger scale, about how we want people to remember us, including how we might want to make an impact on the world. I hope that my remembering the role that my grandmothers played in my life allows me to pay it forward with my grandchildren, and that our shared memories, our conversations, our visits to Mount Hope will be a part of what I can pass on in this cycle and contribute to their memories. And that as we all go back to our lives after this Yom Kippur and this bittersweet time of remembrance, we will make some choices, some meaningful choices regarding those we hold dear, and perhaps with those who we don't even know. Since we don't ever want to forget those we've lost, we must push ourselves to create meaningful memories that others will hold on to and pass on long after we're gone.